Alright, troops, strong and conditioned, live and direct from Glasgow, Scotland. So, fitness is one of those activities which lights a fire up our backside. It completely consumes us. However, it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost, and that cost is neurotic behaviour. And that's something I want to touch on in this video, because the workout that I am going to show you, which I did, was born out of pure neurotic thinking. And there's a bit of method behind my madness with regards to how I did this workout, but I will get into it over due course. Now, one thing I want to touch upon is that fitness, when the wheels start to gain momentum and once the magic starts to happen, once things start to kick in, you become focused. You become absolutely consumed by the process, and it starts to consume you. It starts to consume you on so many levels. However, the one area where maximum consumption takes place is mentally. It's the mental aspect to this game, because it becomes routine. And we all know that once our routine is smashed, then dark thoughts start to come into our head. We start to go down into a dark place. And if an activity is making you feel such a way, then 9 times out of 10, if you were to tell this to a friend, they would probably say, you need to get a fucking grip, mate. Like, you need to sort this out. But no one is telling you this, because it's fitness. No one's going to say, you need to stop going to the gym, mate. You're getting too jacked. You're getting too fit. So we have to create that ability to speak to ourselves. And I think this is where age comes into it. Like, if I compare and contrast myself with a 20-year-old LEEHAZ with a 46-year-old LEEHAZ, it becomes apparent to me that I lacked the ability to converse with myself internally, and be able to have a rational discussion and apply logic to any given situation in order to determine the favourable but not the most enjoyable outcome. And this is definitely something that you need to master to escape the dark side of training, to escape the neurotic side of training. Now, case in point, today I was planning to work out, but obviously my circumstances at this point, I've got things on the go, and I had my children for an extended period of time, and this meant I could not get to the gym. And when I say the gym, I meant I couldn't get to the gym, which is the one that I regularly use. It's a bodybuilding style gym, and it's just mostly machines. There's a lot of free weights, but there's a lot of really good machines, and that's the training I'm sort of indulging in at this point. So I can't go there because you're not allowed children into that gym. But I am in a very fortunate position where one of my very close friends runs a gym, and he allows me access to it whenever I want. And I am also allowed to take my kids there, provided it's not too busy. So I've got that option, and because I've been training in a bodybuilding fashion, I became completely sucked into these machines. And when it hit me that I couldn't access these machines, I started to panic. I was like, shit, how am I going to keep this training going? How's this going to work? And then it dawned on me that I could probably go to my friend's gym, and I would have to change my workout. Now, I've been focusing mostly on a kind of low, moderate volume approach, but now I've taken it to a higher volume approach, and it was through this situation things changed, because there's going to be times I can't get to my normal gym, therefore I'm going to have to adapt my training. So why don't I incorporate this into the training? That would make logical sense. But you don't think that way. You're just thinking, shit, I'm going to have to stop doing what I started doing, and everything's going to completely fuck up. Everything's going to just go insane. And this is the way we all think with this shit. This is the way we think with burpees, high rep bodyweight training. Any training endeavour we get involved in, we start to lose logic. We start to use the ability to think rationally, and it starts to fuck us up. It starts to create procrastination. It starts to create indecision, indecisiveness. And next thing you know, you're standing there like a spare prick at a wedding. You're sitting there totally gripped by inertia, and there's nothing you're fucking doing about it. When the reality is you just need to make the best of a shitty situation. and it's just fucking train. Now, the workout that I did was, I had to go back to free weights. And that's something I've not really been doing for quite a while. And when over the last while, I've been training chest and delts, things like that, and it's been like a body part split, but it's been more than one body part per day. But I thought, do you know what, things are going to change, so what I should do is I'm going to give a bro split a try. I've never done a fucking bro split. Been training for years. I think I might have did one when I first initially started training, but I never followed. In fact, when I actually think about it, that's when I get my best gains, which is when I did a fucking bro split when I first started fucking training. Anyway, I started training, and what happened was I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to do my chest. I did my chest, and I have been in pain for 3 fucking days. I have been in absolute agony in the chest area for 3 days. Anyway, I'm going to show you the workout that I did, because it was a very good workout. I left feeling quite stoked, because that's the thing with free weights. Sometimes I feel that free weights you kind of cast aside at points, because like me, a guy in the 40s, moving on to my 50s actually, sometimes you kind of think free weights are not really good for the joints ultimately. Like the barbells, these things, they take their toll on you, especially if you've been doing them for years. But when you get your hands on a barbell and you do a bench press, you think, fuck, I've missed you, man. I have missed you. Like, I've been trapped in the rise of the machines, but like when it comes to just holding that fucking Olympic bar and just banging out a set of 5 with a bench press, you just forget how fucking awesome it is. Anyway, let's move on to the workout. I'll watch it via computer. I'll fire it up on this video when I edit it, and we will talk turkey, man. Alright, so the first exercise I started with, I thought, I'm just going to go for a bench press. I'm just going to do 5 sets of 5. Classic old school, can't fail with this rep scheme. And another thing is I always train with my fucking denims on. Like, the amount of comments I get from people on Instagram, friends who'll actually text me, like, why are you training in your fucking jeans, Lee? I just love it, man. I just love it. There's nothing better than training in your jeans. That is top tier level training shit. That's when you've just kind of reached that higher state of consciousness where nothing like registers at that point. You just train in your fucking jeans. So that was a nice bench press. So it was 5 sets of 5 on the bench press. We followed that up with a beautiful flat dumbbell bench press, which was... it just felt good. You cannot beat that stretch from the dumbbells. And that's another move I've been keeping away from, which is the dumbbells, because I'm all about stability nowadays. And trying to remain stable with dumbbells, I feel the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But once again, it's just another exercise that when you do it, it feels fucking good, man. You cannot beat the stretch that you get when you hit a set with dumbbells. It's awesome. The only issue with dumbbells that I have is just getting them set up. It's an absolute pain in the dick. So, yep, next one was a flat bench press with dumbbells. And people probably think, where's the incline? But you know what? It was just fucking train, man. Just get some pushing in there and see what happens. Next up was a set of weighted dips. That's because there's not really that many options in the gym for pushing exercises in the chest area particularly. There's not like a machine for cable flies. So I thought I'll just get some weighted dips done. Now I love weighted dips, but like I'm just finding that every time I do weighted dips now, I get a pain in my right shoulder. And that's what happened with this set. I think I did 3 sets of 12 or 3 sets of 8. Something along, 3 sets of 8 with the weighted dip, and the last set I actually had to take the weight off because my shoulder was, that sign was kicking in, things were starting to feel a wee bit fucked up. And then after the weighted dips, I had to bring a bit of body weight training in there. I had to get some push-ups. Push-ups are just a exercise that everybody should include in their program. However, the problem I found with these push-ups, and if you watch the video closely, you'll see there's a slight sag in my lower back area, which is really pissing me off. I could feel it, but it's not that I didn't feel any fatigue or like effort in the shoulders and chest, but that was annoying me. I felt like a fucking hammock in a pirate ship. So I don't know if that's an exercise I would include again. I was just kind of just playing around, trying to get as many push exercises I could as possible and try and just work them hard. And I also supersetted the the move I just did there, which I've totally forgot about, with decline or Swiss ball crunches, which are brutal. You can always get a good stretch on these. I find they're just a fucking effective exercise. It's all about the stretch on the abs, man. That's where you feel it hard. But yeah, and that was it. That was the workout. These were all done in sets of 3 to 4 high reps. All recovery times were recorded in between, just to kind of keep the session nice and tight. So yeah, that was a chest workout that I did. However, it was born out of neurotic thinking. It was born out of that behaviour that affects us all, where you think, shit, you need to catch yourself. You need to catch yourself and go, Lee, get a fucking grip, mate. Get a grip. Just get to the gym and bang some reps. This is what you would tell people online. This is what you would tell your mates if they came at you with the same problem. And that's another issue we as men in particular face. We're good at giving advice, but we are fucking shit. We are shit at taking advice. We are so fucking bad at taking advice. And that's just one thing I notice working in gyms as well. Like, women tend to be receptive to feedback and advice. Men, like, you can just see their egos taking a dunt. And it's the same with things like this as well. Sometimes we kind of become too proud with an exercise. We become too stubborn. And we just do things that we know are wrong, but we don't want to feel wrong, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, so this is what we have to kind of conquer when we start training. We have to be able to temper the urge to fucking train. We need to be realistic with the urge to train. We need to be mindful of when we train, and we need to respect the fact that sometimes we are unable to train, or if we do have the ability to train, we may have to change things. And we have to understand that even though things get changed, they are not going to fuck up. They're not going to fuck up, guys. Anyway, guys, hopefully this aids you in your quest to become more jacked, to become more conditioned, to become a burpee machine, to become a muscle machine, just to become an all-round better fucking human being. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening, thank you for staying strong, and thank you for staying conditioned.